Hello everybody, how's it going? Back to a Saturday stream. What, why are you laughing? Oh, the audio volume's too loud? Yeah, sorry about that. I had it turned up. I'll fix it. I'm probably killing y'all right now. Don't mean to be blowing your eardrums out. Anyways, I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. Let me know if the volume is any better. I brought it down quite significantly. Hopefully I'm not blowing you. Rest in peace, headphone users. Anyways, Odari, nice to see you. Masauda, Masauda. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Then we've got Ning Thuja at the top, and Barbara. Welcome in everybody, old and new friends. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's Saturday. I've been mostly streaming on Fridays, but since I did a work with me on Fridays, I figured I would continue that to this weekend and continue what we were working on. We didn't get too far, but I was also, to be fair, trying to like give you a lot of information about how to do this. So today's gonna be a lot more chill, and probably a lot more of me trying to fix the mess that I made on Friday and get these back to a better spot. So let me switch over to my screen. And this is where we left off. Sorry, my phone is exploding. Let me double check and make sure the audio levels, yeah, okay, everything's good on the screen too. So this is where we left off. If you came to the stream on Friday, the Work With Me stream, you'll know that this is actually where we left off. But I just kind of pulled these over here onto this screen. So, if you want to, speaking of, if you want to, I'm going to get rid of these because we're just going to be working on our library stuff. If you want to grab this interface as well as the textures to kind of like, the idea behind the Work With Me stream is that you could work along with me to create these. So, if you would like to grab the assets, they should be in the description of the YouTube video replay, and I think Behance as well, on the Adobe Live channel, or if you look under the Behance. I don't have the link handy, unfortunately. Maybe our good friend Corey can grab it. So I have to sit here and be like, I don't know, it's somewhere. Anyways, so I had a little bit of trouble with the crystals. I want to kind of backtrack and make sure that I get them set up correctly. I was messing around with the material settings because there was a question about like if you could keep the lighting consistent, and while we were able to do that, the lighting on these are like really intense, and you can see these smaller ones down here. These actually are the correct color. They're like this blue, and so I want to kind of go in here. I want to just kind of double check on my lighting settings and see if I can get things sorted here. But let me know how your weekend's going. Let me know if anybody's working on anything fun. I think that there's like a twofold issue here with the lighting, and I think it's the height and the intensity. What I might actually do for this, honestly, I'm wondering if I should just kind of start this whole process over again. Now, you see, this one looks correct. I don't know what happened with this one and why the lighting is so bizarre on it. We want a little bit of that to come in, but it looks weird that only one crystal is glowing. You want to say it'll be live? Yeah, I was trying to fix the lighting situation. Like, you see this? Like, this technically has the same appearance. You know what I'm wondering? It's because of the group. See, when you step away from it, then you realize these things. So I have this in a group, and I think that might be why. This is looking like this. Like, if I grab this and I put it inside of this group. Oh, no, I guess not. Well, anyways, we're able to fix this. And get it to the correct color again. So I think... let's make some adjustments here. I'm gonna pull the purple up a little bit more. Pull our... Wait, is this light 2? Oh, these are interestingly reversed. Okay, let's fix that situation. Oh, so many things. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our lights in front again. Everything is getting there. And for this, I'm gonna go with like a pink, I think, and like a purple. So we're just gonna kind of get this all straightened back out. And we'll do like a couple of colors. The shape itself is pink, I think. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You might be right about that, actually. Looks like our fill is... Oh, you know what's happening? Corey, you figured it out. I'm so glad for this. So let me show you this. Let me show you what's going on here. So let's take a look at our layers panel. And the reason I was having so much trouble is if you take a look, and it does have to do with the group, there's a fill applied to the group, right? And then if we take a look at our object, our individual object has the pink fill applied to it still. So we actually, like, because I had applied the... it actually ended up having 2 fills on it, basically. So if I go back into my original object, because I had applied a appearance effect on the group, then when I applied the new fill, it added that fill to the group instead of the individual object. So now I think we've got it sorted. If we go in here and we actually change the color of the object... No, it's still not working. I don't know then. I don't know what the deal is. It's fine though. I'm gonna just stick with, in this case, I think we're just gonna stick with simple polygons, so. And Shrujan, welcome. Let me know again if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And Keys has joined us. Keys was here, hanging out in the Adobe Live chat during the week. Nice to see you again, Keys. Hope you're having a great weekend. And, we're just working on this again. So I wanted to just kind of fix some of my I keep saying fix. I'm not really fixing. I'm mostly trying to clean up this situation here with the crystals and see if I can get the lighting and everything kind of sorted out. Let me pull this back. And now we can bring the intensity. Now we can bring the height back on this as well. Oliver's here. Keys says sorry for being late. No worries, Keys. You don't have to apologize for that. Alright, let's make... I wanted to make like a big cluster of these, and we kind of ran out of time. So I'm going to try to do that here today. On today's stream. Forward a little bit, and then I showed this a little bit. One of the things I didn't show on the stream, which is pretty cool, similarly to the new star tool, if you didn't know this, the polygon also has like a little diamond shape along the border here that you can drag to change the number of sides. And you can actually get some really kind of interesting shapes, I guess, if you change it to like the triangle here. So, at least I think so. More like prisms. And then I do want to keep these guys, these little bits here. But maybe we use, see, let me back up. The reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm kind of going back in time here and recreating these is because I want to be able to use the recolor tool on these, and I'm not gonna be able to do that. Oh, one more thing I want to change. I'm going to change this to pixels. I don't know why my document settings are set to inches for some reason. Let's go to pixels. It's going to be easier for me to scale things up and down. Alright. What was I telling you about? I was telling you that I wanted to use the recolor, right? So we can make a couple variations of crystals as well once we kind of get some on here. We can also, again, use this and adjust our polygon number of sides here. Bring the height down. Creating some little fragments. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions. Raffle says, everyone, I was watching Alexander stream, joined to learn some 3D tricks. Well, welcome, Miss Raffle. I'm just kind of going through and making some changes that I wanted to kind of fix from our stream. On Friday, which was yesterday, so I'm just kind of making some adjustments here. We'll make one of these, and then we will apply to Corey's point. I am going to apply the glow to everything, which I did not do previously because I was having so much trouble with the lighting. So we're going to try to get that done. Okay. So there we go. That looks a little bit better. And then, I'm thinking I should add another one in the background. We could taper it as well, which might be cool. Actually, let's taper this one too. Keys has a question. Are the 3D textures all raster based, or could be vector like patterns? So that is a good question, and honestly it kind of depends, Keys. So this is so the 3D new 3D and material effects all render and display as raster. So like these are raster effects. However, you can use vector, like we use the pattern swatch on this, and this pattern swatch is vector. The same with the sort of placeholder, my placeholder label here is vector art that we put on. So the actual textures, depending on how you define textures, they can be vector, but if we're talking about substance materials in particular, those are raster. So, Andrea says, looks so cool, thanks. I'm kind of struggling with the arrangement here. A little bit. Let's see if we can get it how I kind of want it to be. And let's make some more adjustments here. Okay, kind of like that grouping, and then we'll put like a glow on this, so. Oh, look at that. Maybe I just needed to like, it now turned blue. Well, heck, I don't know. I'm wondering if we could get that little two-tone effect. Maybe it was like a little bit of a happy accident. Let's see here. So it looks like it, going in, and like I said, it changed the actual object color, did bring back the blue, which is what I expected to happen. Maybe just needed a minute to kind of update. But if we take this guy here, let's see. If we, first of all, I'm gonna add a, an outer glow to this. We're gonna go to stylize. We're gonna add an outer glow. I'm gonna pull it down. Let's do like 10. I'm gonna do like 40. And we're gonna change the color of this to be, let's try pink. There we go. It's a little hot. Let's go a little bit. Oh, Keys is using the Illustrator 2021 old machine, so I'm not familiar with the new 3D material feature. Yeah, so yes, there are two, technically, 3D effects in Illustrator. There's the classic 3D, which is what you're used to seeing, Keys, and then there's the new 3D, which is what I'm using here. There's positives and negatives to both, and to be honest with you, Keys, I do use the classic 3D a lot. It depends on the type of work that I'm doing and the outcome that I want. So with the classic 3D, I'll use that a lot when I'm doing like 3D work that I want to expand to get vector shapes, vector paths. So if there's like a project where I need to have vector paths at the end, I'll use that. And welcome, Umacorn! We're just kind of fixing some of the issues that I introduced on stream. I figured out what I did wrong with the original crystals here. Now I'm trying to rectify it, although now I'm going to break it again, I think. I'm going to try. We're going to try and see how this goes. So we did kind of like this look, though, right? Like, we thought this was kind of cool with the two-tone. And I think we can kind of bring a little bit of that back, but control it by using, we're going to go to the appearance, and we're going to add another fill to this. And let's make it, like, pink. Oh, well, now it's not showing up. I thought I'd figured it out. I thought I had figured it out. Let's see. Let's take a look at what we've got. I thought if I added a second fill on this, it would, get me there. Also, what's happening here? Come on. Tab at a time. Alright, let's undo this whole mess that I just made. Ungroup it. Ungroup. This is all good. Okay, regroup. Add a fill. Come on. Let's put the, set the fill color to pink. I thought I could control it if I added a fill color on top. I'm not sure. I need to play around with this idea. I don't know how, this is kind of like a happy accident that happened, and I'm not sure how it happened, to be honest with you. Maybe I need to make a, each one of these a group with that? Alright, let's try this. We're gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna remove all of that stuff that I just did there. I'm gonna try inside of here. We're gonna add a group. And then I'm gonna try to add the fill individually. Gosh, what is happening? These aren't even... something weird's going on. I'm gonna undo all of this. Alright, I think we need to do this in one by one. So let's take this group. I need to undo this group. Ungroup this group. So we've got this guy. I'm gonna try adding it. What am I doing differently here? What am I doing differently here? Let's see. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna grab one of these. I'm gonna group it. Let's add this as a graphic style so I can kind of hold that. Not on the group. We're troubleshooting this live. Alright, so now we've got our appearance. I'm gonna add it to the group. Now let's go in here. And if we change the fill, pink, will we get that? Nope, it still didn't work. I'm not sure how that happened the first time around, to be honest with you. How we got those colors to mix. It's kind of a strange phenomenon, to be honest with you. But that's okay. I'm gonna keep experimenting with it later. Let's go in here, let's add our outer glow again. And actually now that I look at this, let's make this blue. I don't know what I was thinking with that color. So Key says, so test the product you get from the labs, was really hoping it would have more shape creation features. I haven't had a lot of time to play with it, but it kind of reminds me, if any of you are familiar with Spline 3D, I think some folks here have messed with Spline 3D. We're gonna bring this up a little bit. I kind of like that, actually, for the background shape. I am Spline and even Womp. I'm not familiar with Womp. Tell me about this. Tell me about this thing called Womp. Or I could look it up after the stream. Anyways, I wanted to ask, since Odari has joined us today, how have you been? I think I speak for all of us in the Saturday crew. I know that I've been sort of, well, I can't speak for everybody since I've been pretty absent. That we miss you, and hope everything is well with you, Odari. This time I'm gonna add some little sparkly sparkles. And I didn't get to get into this stuff on my stream since time constraints and all that, but those of you who've seen my streams before will know. Let's go ahead and add this color to our color swatches, because I like working with swatches and I like to keep them neat and tidy here. Anyways, those of you who've seen my streams before know that I like to work with 2D over top of 3D, so just to add a little bit more of an emphasis. So we're going to switch this here, and we're just going to add some little kind of additional highlights over top. And this is totally optional. You don't have to do this, but I think it just kind of like takes it to the next level. To add a little bit of extra highlight onto this, you know. Especially I can see like right here. A nice kind of like opportunity. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Actually, let's go across, and then I'm gonna go down. Actually, now looking at this, I don't really like this very much. The rest is a couple months, but everything's cool now. Like it happens. Oh, Dari, if you only knew, I feel you so much on that front. It has been, life has been absolutely kicking my butt lately, so I can totally relate to you on that front. And I hope that it gets better for you soon. I'll say that, like, cause it's no fun when that's happening. Trust me. It's no good. And I don't like hearing that. You've been having a rough time. That's for sure. Alright, there we go. I mean, of course everybody I feel like knows that I've been having a rough time because I haven't been streaming on the weekends as much, so. Just adding a little bit of emphasis, you know, where I would like it to be. I think that's good. And now, what else do I want to do? I'm gonna add a little bit of some sparkles. Group. Alright, so we'll grab a little square here. Gonna rotate it. I'm gonna make it my blue color. And then we're gonna go Effect, Distort and Transform, Pucker and Bloat. We're gonna pull this in. It's gonna give us a little sparkly sparkle, just like that. I'm gonna add a couple of these kind of throughout here. Extra magic, always good. Shuffle saying, I'm also facing this problem as well. We're referring to overcoming this rough time. I feel like everybody's struggling. Yeah, and Keys just said the same thing. Hope things will be looking up for you, Dari, and everyone who's struggling at the moment. Yeah, I've seen a lot of like just bad news, like just so many like just so much badness. I don't know what else to say other than that. I know that's not like the greatest maybe way to describe it, but a lot of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a lot of studios closing their doors. The place I worked for obviously closed. Back in November, so I feel for you. It's a lot of like, I feel like it's just a bad time all around. All right, and then should we add back in? I feel like it's already looking better. I feel like it's already kind of like looking how I had it in mind. Should we add back in the little swirl here? Maybe. 2024 started off bad for a lot of people. It 100% did. Let's kind of pull this down. And we'll do like a wave. I feel like somebody asked for this on the stream, so I'm gonna add it in. Somebody asked for a zigzag. So we're gonna do a zigzag, but we're actually gonna do it as a curve here. So we can kind of have it like swoosh around. Let's kind of pull it up a little bit. Alright, that's probably good. And Schruffle says, you're no longer working for Blackbird. Nope. No, sir. Alright, there we go. And we'll do like a little... I'm actually gonna expand this. Oh, not expand appearance. Let's go objects. Yeah, what? Yes? Expand appearance? That's weird. I just want the stroke. I've never run into this problem before. Normally when I do an expand appearance, I actually get just the path. But for some reason it's giving me like an outline. Let me try changing this to this and see if that helps. Bring it back to basic. Yeah, I guess I just needed to change it to basic. It didn't like that. This whole decade started rough. Key says, yeah. Yes, it has. For sure. And I'm actually gonna cut this here. And then... I think I'm gonna scale this down. And we'll make this like 1 point. And gosh, can I use intertwine with this, or am I gonna break everything? Let's try intertwine, but this might not work because of the background over here. Okay, almost. Oh, darn. Come on. There we go. Let this go in front. Actually, let's undo that. Let's go. I want this button back. Oh no. Are we having buffering issues? Looks like Umcorn's experiencing buffering. Let me know if anybody else is seeing that on their end. You know what? I don't want to do it this way. Let's just... try refreshing. Sorry, I'm trying to think of like the most non-destructive way that I can do this. Because I want to be able to change the crystals out, so bear with me as I troubleshoot. He's saying, streaming for me is on 60 quality by default in the middle of nowhere on Starlink. Oh no. Alright, I think I'm happy with that, honestly. And let's maybe change the color of these as well. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna break this. Actually. Want to try an opacity mask? There are a lot of options. The reason I'm kind of like doing it this way is I want to recolor these. And so I'm trying to, and maybe if I paused and thought about what I was doing, this doesn't make sense. But okay, so we've got our set here. I kind of like these better, honestly, than these. But we're gonna keep these anyways. You know, you can never have too many crystals, right? I'm just gonna hide them. And I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna scale this up to the size of my, oh, I'm still in this. But you know I love me a good opacity mask. I'm a big fan of using those. So this is 128, so let's scale this up. I'm gonna maybe fill this space. Come on. There we go. Maybe not. We'll pull it back. Okay. And then we'll select guide here. And I definitely think it'll be fun. It would be fun to have like 2 different colors of these, right? That are similar but different. So let's grab this. I'm gonna use recolor art on this, and then we can manipulate the shapes. And you can also, if you wanted to, you can use generative recolor on this as well. For this, I think I'm just gonna keep it. Let's see what green looks like. I really like a nice teal crystal maybe. And we change this one to maybe like more of a purple. How do you feel about that? Talking about internets, service providers in the chat. I'm gonna recolor this one as well. I just want to visually distinguish these a bit more, so we're gonna actually go back to more of like a purple. Ooh, I love the deep color there, but it's a little bit hard to see. Let's maybe try see which direction is lighter and darker, because I don't remember. This is, I think, going lighter. This might be too dark. This might be too dark. That's better. Alright, let's go to our saturation then and pull up our saturation a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. How do you feel about those two? I do need to kind of modify them so they look, like I said, like visually different. A little bit, but I don't want the exact same cluster of crystals. Okay, this is more the style I'm going for though. Okay, let's switch over now, and oh my gosh, I can't believe an hour has already almost passed. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's do I wanna think a bit more about the shield. Are we having issues again? Stream issues? Keys is saying, are you recording with a filter? The stream has a strange yellowish hue. I am maybe crazy, but I'm not seeing that on my end. Are you seeing that, Corey? Keys, if you have a chance, if you could take a screenshot of what you're seeing and potentially message me on Behance, so I can take a look, because I'm not sure. I have had that issue before in the past, but I'm just taking a look at what is coming through on OBS and coming through on Behance, and I'm not getting it on this time around. No yellowish here. I'm not sure. Unknown. Alright, I want to revisit the shield. Which I kind of like the basic structure of it, but it needs a little bit of help from the... needs a little bit of help. Actually, just pulls off. It's very slight. There is like a little bit of a yellow tint to some of the stuff on here. Like this isn't pure white. I use like a gold. And then the background is like a rich black with some gold gradients, so maybe that's it. But I'm not sure otherwise. If that's not the case, then I'm not sure. Alright, let's go back to our shield here. I also want to make a sword. So I want to make a sword and I want to make a shield. But we've got spots for, I have to stream the UI, not the viewport. I'm not sure. Honestly. It should not be. I also don't have any kind of like red shift on or anything like that. So. Alright, let's go back here and start back down. I want to change... So, like I said, I want to have... for my shield... What can I tell you about the shield? I want to have 3 key items. I want to have a sword and a shield. And I'm not sure... what other kind of elements that I want? What is happening right now? I'm having the same issue where I'm not able to like act. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't have the bevel on this. That's why. That's my. It was my fault. My fault, everyone. I'm trying to think about what. Actually, let's mess with this one. Let's mess with this shape and get it kind of in position. I want it more towards the front. So let's go here. Or I could just go with front and then arrange it from there. Tilt it just like a little bit. Tilt it up a little bit. I kind of like that. So what do we got here? 10 and 19 and 0. What do we think? Is that a better view of the shield? Kind of gives a little bit more. I want to put a design on this, so. And I want to adjust the materials. Just lighting. And this is behind. You can see I need to bring it to the front. There we go. That's so much better. Now we can actually see our shield. See if our purple's up. See this down a little bit. Make this a lot more metallic. Very strong with the lights. Too crazy with the lights. Barbara said, I'm really here, McCorn. Hi. Yeah, it was, no worries. Barbara. Getting some scuff and scratches would look amazing on the metal. We could do that. There's a couple ways we could do that, actually. One way that we can do that is actually what I was kind of gonna do for the sword. And we can go and we can go to object, we can path outline this. And with this outlined, I can go in here and I can add little like some points in here. Let me show you. And when we turn our 3D effect back on, oh my gosh, too many windows. Hold on, let me go back here. Let's turn this back on. Let's go ahead and add these in. You can add like little like dents to the edges here if we wanted to. I don't know why this is so... Okay. Looks a little low quality here. And I might just have too much going on. Oh gosh, it's like extremes. Let's turn off snapping. There we go. So we could add like some dents to the outside if we wanted to, like this. The other option is that we can use a material, and I believe I have a use like a hammer finish on this. I'm not like a huge fan of the hammer finish. There is a chrome material, and I might have to go and reload it that we used on one of the when we did the 3D challenges. That I made that had like a little bit of like a scratched surface to it. I don't have it like loaded in here at the moment, but I could go and grab that and throw that in just to give it a little something. Like, can't quite get the dent. I don't want it to be like super dinged. We're just gonna kind of like give it a little spots here, a few spots. See how it looks. And then I might go grab that like textured metallic. It was if you guys remember the 3D challenges I did it was like right around Valentine's Day, and I think I had like put a chrome texture in that had some texture to it that I had made for the text. For the anti-Valentine. Alright, and let's do one more. But you can add, this is how I was gonna add, if you wanted to add like a chip, like to a sword, to give it kind of like a little bit of a more realistic look. This is how you could go about kind of adding those kind of dings and dents to things on top of just like the texture. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then also, I think I had mentioned this about the surface here. What I'm going to do for this, though, is I want to add, similar to how we did the... I want to add, like, a painted decal to the surface of this. Like we did the label. How do we feel about that? Thoughts and opinions. And I think we need to add, like, I don't know what they're called. We need to add some rivets, and we need to add like a round, like a shape to the front of this. So, also hello to Peter, and I think just Peter joined. Abdurrahman as well. Welcome up. So let me go ahead and add one of these and see if I like it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about once I get it kind of in here. We'll do a revolve. I'm doing like multiple things at once. 10. And Abdraman's asking game design. Yeah, we're doing a little bit. We're doing some like items essentially for our game. So at least that's the goal here. And let's grab. I'm gonna go. Where is my shield? I'm gonna copy and paste this group in front. And I'm actually gonna add a circle to it, and you'll see what I mean in a sec. Hopefully this is making sense. Ooh, okay, there we go. So now we've got this, and we're gonna grab the same color from this. I'm gonna put it behind. I think we need to scale everything down a little bit. So we're making like a I don't know what these are called. If somebody knows the name of it, I assume it's meant for like defense purposes on a shield. And we're gonna also use this to kind of place like our decal, if that makes sense, kind of around it. Alright, let's make sure that all of this is the same. Alright, so got our little, this probably, let's make sure we've got some depth to this. There we go. And then I can use the same kind of shape here. Our little revolve, we can scale it down to add some rivets around the outside. And you can also use a, let me show you this. You can use a radio repeat on this as well. We'll use a radio repeat. I'm just going to scale all of this up. Oh, I did not continue to hold shift as I did that. Okay. And then we're going to go back out. I feel like it's having a time here. Why are these getting all messed up? Giving me a hard time. Come on. Super weird. There we go. Come on. I don't know what's going on, why it's like. Alright. I also need to rotate this a little bit more. Let's grab, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try a round cap on this instead. There we go. I feel like this is a lot better in terms of the perspective? Okay. I might have to just revisit these rivets because it's just giving me a hard time. I'm just gonna get rid of them for now. And scale this up a bit. Okay, all of that said and done. I want to add a decal to this, so let's see. We're gonna do the same sort of thing that we did for the label, so I need to draw that out. I'm not like loving the lighting on this either, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about this that I don't really like. Potion label? Yeah, similar to the potion label. Something about the shield. Something about it. Anyways, let's go ahead and work on this. So I want like a... Let's go with like a, maybe like a dark blue. What color should this be? What color and style should our, or we could do red. Red would be like the classic. I just don't know how well it would hold up over top. I'll have to do like a maroon. Like a maroon color? We try that. Alright, so I gotta increase the scale of this. So I'm making like a circle to just kind of like help center the design, I guess. Since it's gonna be kind of radiating around this, I don't know what you call this center thing. If anybody knows the name of it, let me know. Alright, so let's think. Let's make a good design for it. We'll do like this. Maybe do like an eye type of a thing. Okay. And I'm gonna do, let's do another radial repeat. It's called a boss. Keys is saying that this is called a boss. I mean, I kind of love that. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. And Oliver's saying that is agreeing that yes, it's called a boss. Who knew? Not I. I didn't know that. I'm relying on y'all in the chat to give me the rundown. I'm annoyed that the placement of this is not quite how I want it. How do you feel about that? Should we mix in other colors? Should we try to add some texture to it? I might need to import a brush. I'm not loving any of these built-in ones. Why does this have like a lighter opacity? Weird. I don't know. It doesn't really work with the style, so I think I'm just gonna leave it with that. We could make this. Actually, let's try something. Do like a. Something like this. Might look a bit better with the shapes I have chosen here. Kind of like that. Alright, let's just do a test. We can always kind of come back, right? Let's add this as a symbol. Where are my symbols? Alright, there they are. Okay, and then let's grab the back of our shield. Make this in front. Under all our materials, graphics, put this on. Have it invisible. Scale it down. And I'm gonna just maybe try blending mode. There we go. Get overlay. I mean, it's certainly. I like it. I like the shield better now. I still am not like in love with it, but it's certainly an improvement. You know what I think might help? Let's try adding like a shadow to this. So I'm gonna bring this down beneath, and then I'm gonna try on this outer shape. I'm gonna try adding a shadow. I think that might help. Oh, but that's gonna have a problem there, isn't it? Welp. That's gonna be a problem. Unicorn's liking the eye. Thanks. Okay, that's looking much better. But it needs trying to think how I can solve this problem without messing up my shape. Like, you see how it like extends beyond. Maybe it's not a big deal that it extends beyond. Let me know. Unicorn's liking the eye. Group this. And this should be one of our key items. So this one actually is going to go up in the top here. With our sword that we haven't even started on yet. I don't know, there's still something I'm not like, still something I'm not sure about with the shield. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Maybe I should just move on from it for the time being. And we can always come back and kind of keep working on it. You still have to get to the potion bottle. I also need to get to the sword. Oh, there's so many things. Alright, let's block in the base of our sword. So I'm actually gonna, I think I'm gonna start with this. And we're gonna make I don't need this anymore. We're gonna grab like a hexagon. Here. And we're gonna turn it. I'm gonna isolate this for a sec. I'm gonna turn the shadows off. Bring it down. This is gonna need to also go up. And the whole thing needs to. Right, and then this can go up higher. Okay, that's pretty good for a starting point for a sword shape. Also need like a handle. Let's start with a triangle shape. Don't mind me, I'm actually going to turn these off for a sec. I'm just going to draw them flat. It's easier for me to see what I'm doing. Another shade. On the sides. And this should be a different material, I feel. Maybe some blood splatter. You know, we could do that keys pretty easily with what we've been using for using the symbols. Potentially. So, like the, make like a symbol and then like map it onto the surface, so. That's a potential option. I feel like this looks really big compared to this blade. Looks a little better. I don't know. I'm not a Sword expert, don't come at me. How are we gonna do, like, the grip? That I don't know. Also, I'm not in love with the... I mean, this needs a little bit of depth. So let's go back up here. Let's increase this a little bit. And I'm kind of tempted to try out a couple different bevels on this. Maybe. Wow. Cannot at all even... Oh, that's kind of cool. Square outline. What's the classic out? Ooh. Kind of like that. Oh yeah, that's cool. With like the triangle in the center. Wish it lined up perfectly, but... I wonder if I can... In order for it to line up perfectly, I have to move these in. Annoying that it like has this little bit here. That's kind of annoying. And maybe we could add something to that center space eventually, using maybe our crystal texture. Potentially. This needs to be taller. I don't know what it is about this. I'm not satisfied. I'm never satisfied. Okay. Where are we gonna add? So how am I gonna make this? The grip has like a... It's got like a wrap on it. Yeah, Barbara's saying this sword needs a handle. It does need a handle. And I need to troubleshoot how to add that in... I don't know if twist can be of assistance here. Let's just experiment a little bit and see what kind of options we have. You can see that twist is like spinning it around, but I need it to spin around like... There may be. Maybe we can use that. Let's go. Let me take a look here. Oh, not what I wanted. Top. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Oh, maybe. Maybe we can get this to work. I don't know. It's not exactly what I had in mind. It's more like DNA than like the right kind of a grip. The bevel is also not helping. You also have a twist on the revolve. Looks like a double helix. Yeah, it's not what I had in mind. You know? But I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to help us out very much. Perhaps round the corners on the rectangle. We can try that. No, just kind of... It's interesting. There could be a use case for this shape. But it's not quite what I had in mind. The other option is to kind of like make a do another like pattern and put it on the surface like we did with the wood grain. Kyle, I just saw this and I missed how the twist was done. There's literally a twist option. So, this is just a rectangle. Essentially. Oh, wait. Let's, maybe. It's better. This is, so, maybe we need to use a square? Maybe a square is the secret? Is that what you just said? I missed you. I missed it. Corey is... Oh, yelling. I just saw your comment. Anyways, Carol. We used an extrude here. So if I rotate this, here, you're gonna see kind of what the shape looks like overall. But yeah, I just kind of rotated it into the top view so I could actually see the twist in action. Alright, well, Corey's genius. Let's see. You also suggested a hexagon. Oh, you're so smart. How did you brain that? I wasn't even there. I wasn't even close to getting there. And if we use a round... Oh, there we go. You're so smart. More angles, more edges. Alright. I mean... Thanks. Thank you for your service. Of course, now I need to get it. Match the angle of my sword, which is not gonna be an easy task. It's a little stubby. Is it one-handed only? Do you think it's short? The sword is short? Oh, the handle? Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out how to get it into place. It's got to be a little longer. It does. But when I increase the depth, it like stretches the shapes back out again. If that makes sense. I'm glad we're all on this journey together. Thank you for joining me. Because it only goes to 360. Yes. Maybe a slider moves. Can we type something? I don't think we can type something there. We could try. Yeah, no. It only goes to 360. Somebody's asking a question here. Carol's asking, any idea when OBJ files will export with separate faces? That's a good question. I don't... The OBJ export in Illustrator is not great. It really only is a viable option if you want to export a model like wholesale. I ran into this problem early on when I was making 3D prints from my 3D printer with OBJs, and that like it kind of just it doesn't have any real it's a little hard to explain. It keeps the objects as they are. So let me give you an example here. If we were to export out this sword, all 3 of these shapes, if you look at the outline, would be kind of like on top of each other. Exported out as like an OBJ, they would no longer like visibly appear to align. So my recommendation is to you kind of have to export out each individual shape and then like rebuild it in the 3D program or in After Effects if that's what you're kind of using it for. So if you're not creating something that is gonna be just like a singular, like it's good for like text because text is like a single compound object, right? But if we were to like export out this sword, we basically have to reassemble it in a 3D program because there's no like, the 3D space is more like dependent on where the placement of the objects are in Illustrator, like the 2-dimensional objects, and less on the like literal like 3D rotation of them, if that makes sense. So Carol's saying old Photoshop can do it, that's why I learned 3D. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bumpy road, right? So we've got this new 3D tool in Illustrator, and you know, we've still got the classic. There's kind of like, it's gonna be kind of like, there's a lot of overlap right now until everything kind of gets sorted out, right? It's similar to how like, you know how we had like Express, and the Express got rebuilt from the ground up, and now we've got Express Mobile, the beta. So I think it's just gonna be kind of like a time thing to get, you know, the features that everybody wants and expects from like a 3D tool in Illustrator. So he's saying wait, AI has Illustrator 2024 has 3D export. Yeah. And you get to it from the asset export panel. So we go up here to asset export. One of the options you have down here is OBJ. You actually have a couple 3D formats, but OBJ is obviously the most ubiquitous, maybe. But the second question, the follow-up question, is always import to. There's no way to import a 3D object, an OBJ, into Illustrator currently. And I have a feeling that has to do with the way that 3D in Illustrator is handled, like with the 3D and materials panel as an effect. So it would be tricky, I imagine, for the, you know, to take an OBJ that's made in a 3D program, you would have to like bring it in, and Illustrator would have to be able to interpret that as like a 2-dimensional outline and apply a 3D. Do you understand like why there's like that layer of complexity to importing? Because it's not like a Illustrator 3D is a 2D object with a 3D effect on it, and 3D objects like an OBJ are not built that way. They're just kind of built differently. So I missed the Seinfeld reference, by the way, from Keys. Alright. 3D is still pseudo 3D in Illustrator, yes. It is. It's like a effect. Full disclosure time, I wrote my own 3D script for Illustrator. So are you referring to like actions using the classic 3D? Or are you talking about like your own like 3D kind of effect thing? Not ready for prime time, but at least there's a workaround. Yeah, it's you know, it's a process. I'm curious, Keys. Extend script? Question mark. Corey and Keys are gonna have a discussion that's gonna completely go over my head now. So because Corey's a developer, but yeah. We only have like a little bit of time left. I don't know how. Time flies when you're having fun. I do really like the shape of the sword. I'm not gonna lie. And then when I zoom out, I am kind of coming around to the shield. I think it just needs more detailing to get there. But I digress. Yeah. I'm kind of like at a loss as to what we work on next. Sword blade just a bit longer. I keep going back and forth about like, do I want the sword blade to have like, do I want to have like a part that extends down and fits in? Do we like that better? I kind of like it tapering at the bottom and then maybe a little bit taller. Corey isn't talking in programming language. I mean, not in the chat currently, no. It's very cool. Do you work in Dimension? You could color it there. Yeah, you could bring... I know that Dimension plays pretty nice. Or, like, Stager, if you have Substance. Huh? Okay. Sorry, I'm getting caught up. I'll make it a little bit longer. I don't want it to be like, that feels too long. Maybe. But anyways, the other thing, this is where I was gonna mention, that you could add like little, like chips onto the sword, and it works really well in this case. On the sword. If you wanted to. I'm like trying to get it in the right spot. Something like that. This is inspiration for my Moonstone project. My son is currently writing his book on my computer, so I have to wait. Oh, yay! Let me know if I can help at all, Dari, or if anything kind of comes to mind. It would be cool. I feel like you could do this. So I have this kind of set up as like a game inventory interface, but you could totally do something like this. Like one of the, I mean, do like a, it doesn't have to be like a video game interface, right? You could do like a, I'm not like a D&D person, but I know like there's gotta be an equivalent to like a character sheet, but like for inventory, if that makes sense. You could do something like that is all I'm saying, like similar to like, I don't know, like game art books where they kind of like display out the inventory and stuff like that. I mean, similarly, I had the idea in mind that you would, you know, obviously this is like an inventory. You'd have like your key objects up here, and the stuff down below, the common items, are like, I guess, I mean, I hesitate to call them like consumables, but they're things that like you might have like multiples of. So you could have multiple crystals and multiple, they were like, you know, different materials, potions, that kind of thing. And whatever you have like selected in here, you know, you get like a larger view of it with like some additional details. Maybe there's like different stats you could include down here that the items have. You know, maybe like the description includes like where to find it in the game world. So that's kind of where my mind went. All right. I'm admittedly running out of steam, y'all. Oh, Dari says, "Oh my god!" Brain explodes. I hope that's helpful for you, Odari. I need to continue working on the sword a bit more, but some of the other things, I was hoping that I'd get some suggestions from the chat. The other kind of idea that they had was like keys, like we could do like a key. Let me know what you think. And also the key items. We have the sword, we have the shield. I don't know if we do like a bow, or if there's something else, like, or like a broom. I don't know. Like what? Games are very kind of like, can be kind of silly in terms of like the content that can, like, and any, I think I mentioned this on the stream, like any item can end up being a key item. Yeah, bow and arrow is what I was kind of thinking, but let me know in the chat. He says, I'm hoping to release it soon, but not too soon. I have to get a better machine and stuff. Keys is talking about, mostly I wrote it to have high quality vector 3D for instruction manual, scientific, exploded views, and infographics. Yeah, I've done plenty of those in my lifetime. That's for sure. Alright, let me add the bottom of the sword while I think about what my next move is gonna be in terms of items. He's saying really sorry for the advertising. I don't I can sense Corey seizing up as the moderator. I don't mind when people share things that they're working on when they're relevant to the chat, and if it's like someone who's having a like if we're having a conversation, right? It doesn't really bother me. What I don't like when people come in and they're just like my portfolio, go look at my work, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. But if you come in and it's like a part of, you know, if you're working on cool stuff, you're always welcome to share it. It's just, it can't be like, you know, there's like a difference. I don't mind it. I obviously, when we're on Adobe Live, I'm monitoring Adobe Live, I have to like delete all of the stuff, right? Like, can't have any of that, because then it just turns into a free-for-all, right? But on my personal streams, it doesn't really, I don't mind the conversation. I mean, I'm genuinely curious about your project, Keys, so please do keep us up to date. I'd love to see it, or feel free to share it. It would be a great post in the Illustrator Discord for in the resources channel when you do kind of complete it, so it doesn't bother me. RB's suggesting an axe or a Chris knife. We could do like a short, like a knife instead of like a sword, a shield, and a knife kind of a thing. An axe would also be that would be a cool one to kind of troubleshoot making too. I feel like if we make a bow, we have to also make arrows as like a consumable item. So, lots to think about. What am I doing here with this bottom shape? I don't know if I want the bottom. I'm always thinking. My brain is always thinking. Let's do a revolve, I think. And I'm gonna... No, I don't think I want to do that. I think it does need to be this shape. Illustrator Discord, since it was mentioned. Thank you, Corey. a long bow. I would want it to be fairly, I think I would want it to be kind of ornate. Maybe. Let's do bevel on both sides. That's fine for now. We're just gonna go with that for now. Longbow was common back then. I mean, the cool thing about doing a bow, and I was gonna get into this a little bit with the key as well, you can just use a path for a 3D shape as well. So you could do like a really thin, and even add like a little bit of flex to it. This needs to be in a different position. You know, you can do a little like path type of a thing. Pull it down. I mean, I know this is not really what we're going for here, but I just kind of wanted to demonstrate. That you can do this kind of stuff. I'll probably do like a round. Longbow with combat. We are coming up to the end here. I'm gonna continue working on this into probably next week as well. Next week and the weekend. So if we don't get it finished today, fear not. We will continue working on this project, more than likely. And you can also use a stroke with profile, so you can grab something like this, as a starting point. I know right now it doesn't look very 3D because it's, you know, rotate it around a little bit to see. Pull the depth down. There you go. So that's how we would start to build out a bow. Probably using a path, so I'll make a halberd would complete the set. Oh yeah, that would be fun too. So many good ideas. We could add a few more key items. I just went with 3 because I did foolishly think I was gonna be able to get through all of this on stream. So, but we could add a couple more. Let me take some notes, and then we're gonna sign off since it's already almost 6. Let's see here. Halberd. We'll do a axe, bow and arrows, and there was another one. Chris knife. I don't know. This is probably gonna end up being quite an elaborate project, just because the 3D effects take so long to kind of get set up and get kind of like looking really nice. So it'll probably be a fairly elaborate project. Although we did get the shields in a good place, swords in a good place, crystals are in a good place. Episode 3, oh yeah, there'll be more. We're gonna continue to kind of build this out. I want to get the potion bottles sorted. So the plan is to I want to get the 3 key items in here and finished. At least the 3, maybe another additional one. And then for the crystals, I just kind of played with getting the style set up, but I do want to I want to add variation to these, so similar to what we did on the stream here, where I kind of like went in then and just kind of like modified the shapes. I'll kind of like make this one look a little bit different, right? So we'll make them look like each of the crystals kind of like visually look different, not just like the color. And then we're gonna make a couple potion bottles, probably also in different colors. We'll probably do a reddish pink, like our hearts, maybe a blue, and a green. The colors don't really have any significance. We could add significance to them or something like that. And then we'll probably do some arrows if we do a bow. I want to do a key, and anything else we could possibly think of. You'd love to see them all assembled in Dimension. Yeah, I would like to see them all in an actual game interface, so. He says cries and Valve software special effects. At least 1,000? Carol says at least 1,000 years ago for me too. I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, Carol's saying I just flashed on the days when I drew compound bows for bear archery. Pen and plastic template shapes. Oh, Barbara, oh, y'all, that's because y'all are talking about teaching archery. Weird facts about me. Two-part facts? Two-part facts. Let's switch to Mike. We'll do a two-parter here. So let's switch to me. Also, hello to Legat over on Twitch. I gotta get better at pulling up both chats. So, and Rayhan, welcome. Unfortunately, I'm just about to sign off. But thank you for joining. But we're right at the end. Maybe someone will be on after me. If not, I think maybe Unicorn will be on tomorrow. Let us know, Unicorn. Got a couple streamers in the chat, so I'll do a shout out here. But fun facts about me. When I was in high school, the high school that I went to had had gym electives. So yeah, I don't know if this is just like a weird facet of the school that I went to, but you could take gym electives. And I feel like there was one of them, I feel like the one I'm thinking of was like, I don't know if it was like team sports. It was kind of like no, it wasn't team sports. It was like the weird sports. So we did like golf and bowling, and one of the things that we did was archery. And so I do have experience firing a bow from from a high school gym class. And they were like legit bows with arrows. Like they gave a bunch of Chicagoan-esque students legitimate bows and arrows and had them fire them at targets in high school. What a time to be alive. I don't know that I would have trusted a room full of me in high school to fire bows and arrows, but that's what we did. Which high school? Do I want to say what high school I went to? Or say no, don't say what high school I went to. Yeah. High school in Chicago, we'll just say that. In the Chicagoland area. But also, Corey and I taught at a Boy Scout camp one year, which also had archery, although 1 year. Yeah, Corey taught for 5 years. I did one summer of teaching there. And I did not teach bows, but there were bows, and there were guns too. A little scary. I don't know how I feel about that. Burst has just wondered, Jack, if it was the same as mine. I don't know. It was a relatively big school, but you did archery with the Scouts, Oliver says. Yes, I did not teach it, but it was a thing. It was a thing. So there you go. There's your fun facts about me for the day. I actually enjoyed archery. I thought it was quite enjoyable. I bet health and safety wouldn't allow that now. Yeah, good question. I have no idea if they still do that. We had a couple of weird classes there. We also did, there was another gym elective that I took that we did kayaking. And we also did like rock climbing. Like there was a rock climbing wall. So yeah, my high school, it was a weird time to be alive. Jack is a ranger, Fellowship of the Ring, super cool. I honestly, I think that a lot of people have a terrible experience in gym in high school. I feel like gym class in high school is like one of the most notoriously hated classes, right? Just because it's so like, at least by like art students who like, if you like gym class, you like art. But I actually thought I enjoyed for the most part my gym classes because I got to like pick the things that I was interested in doing, and I think that kind of made the difference. I didn't mind doing it. I thought it was pretty fun. And I got to avoid things like dodgeball and basketball and just kind of do weird sports. So it was fun. Oliver saying we went outward bound a few times and things like kayaking and rifle shooting. I did not do any sort of rifle shooting, but I did enjoy. I liked kayaking. I really liked the high ropes course stuff and the rock climbing, and I liked archery. It was fun. It was a good time. Odari says, I got an A in art and lunch in high school. Yeah, I actually would skip my study hall and like lunch and go hang out in the art room. So I relate to that as well, Odari. But I had to take gym, and if you're gonna have to be required to take gym classes, if you can pick what you're doing, you're gonna have a better time. Let me tell you. I enjoyed it anyways. Alright, let me do a shout out to everybody who joined today. Thanks for hanging out with me. First off, I want to give a big shout out to, we've got the mods. Corey and Odari joined us today. So I've got links to in the description to the stuff that the mods are doing. Odari is a streamer here on Behance as well as a amazing artist. So please go and check out Odari's work and support Odari. And Corey's got Crock of Time, which is a food and fermentation community if you want to go join. If that's your sort of thing, if you like miso and kimchi and sauerkraut and soy sauce and are interested in making all that kind of stuff, go check out Crock of Time. We also had some other streamers in the chat. We had Umacorn streams on the weekends. Why do I feel like I saw Sean? Probably because I see Sean all the time, but I don't think Sean joined today. And then yeah, let me know. I don't think I'm missing. I think it's just Odari and Umacorn today in terms of streamers. And then for everybody else who joined, I'll go down the list really quick. Abdurrahman, Alexander, Ashraful, Barbara, Carol, Corey, Frank. I didn't even see Frank. How did I miss Frank? Well, hello Frank. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. Keys, who's quickly becoming a regular. Nice to see you. Really, we enjoy your conversation, Keys. Both on it. We were talking about this in relation to Adobe Live as well. So, Masauda, Ning Thuja, Odari, Oliver, Peter, Arby, Rayhan, Sruhan, and Umacorn. Jack's imagining Sean. No, it's fine. I think just because he's so often in the chat, I just kind of like, my brain was like, oh yeah, and Sean was here. Dry says, thanks, Jack, made my day. Well, I hope that I made your day a little bit brighter, Odari. I'm sorry you're going through a tough time, and I really do hope for Odari and Ashraful and everybody else who maybe is having a tough start to 2024, that it improves in the second half. I mean, we're already like into March, which is, I don't even know, 3 months into the year. So first of all, we're only 3 months into the year, so don't stress out. There's still plenty of time to turn it around and accomplish your goals. But also, we're 3 months into the year already, so you've made it this far. Keep going. All right, I'm really gonna get off now. I will be back. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday. In a blink, it'll be December. Oh, don't say that. I'm not ready yet. It needs to warm up here first. It's snowing. So, we haven't even gone to summer yet. I'm not ready for December to be back. I'll be doing I'm doing a pro tips on Tuesday. So if you want to come hang out, and I don't remember what time it is. It might be I think it's 1:30 Eastern. I think so, which is what, 10:30 Pacific. Keep an eye on my social. We'll be going over the free transform tools, because it's come up a lot in the Discord lately. And also I think that it's just kind of maybe a bit unknown. I don't know. I thought it would be cool pro tips. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions about the free transform tool. We're going to be going over different ways to utilize that on Tuesday's pro tips. So next Friday for me, can't watch too much kind of late here. Oh yeah. Well, we appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you all hopefully on Tuesday, not tomorrow. And I'll have to figure out my schedule for next week, what that looks like. But we're going to continue to work on this. And yeah, other stuff. So, all right. Charles says, yeah, people are asking that a lot. Yeah, I thought it would be a good one to cover. And I don't think we've done our pro tips on the free transform tool on Adobe Live yet, so I figured it would be fun to show different techniques. And you can do a lot with it other than just kind of like skewing things in perspective. You can do some other kind of cool stuff with it, so yeah. Alright. I'll see y'all later. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and if I don't see you next week, I hope you have a great week. Bye everyone!